Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you. Welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. I am so grateful that you are here today. Happy Monday. I am recording this actually on a Monday. So my last episode just went live and the feedback that I am getting from you guys is just so incredible. And I'm so grateful that you guys feel like you guys can share these things with me because I do not take that lightly. I've had so many women that I've been connecting with lately that have just been really seeing a difference in their life just by listening to the podcast. And it just means the world. And you guys telling me it goes so far, and just know that every single time that you guys send me a message, my heart literally swells because I'm just so grateful, and it just makes me so happy that what I'm putting out into this world is making an impact in any kind of way. And I'm so happy to have this platform. So thank you guys for all of your love. Thank you for all of your support. I cannot believe that we are on episode 12. We are progressing so quickly. Things are happening in just the best way. And I can't be more grateful for you being here. So thank you for listening. Thank you for hitting play. And let's get right into this podcast episode. So I felt like I couldn't not make a podcast about this. This podcast is how to live a happier life. And I just feel like we all kind of need this kind of content in our lives because there are so many things that go into our happiness, our fulfillment, and the passion and joy that we get to experience on a daily basis by prioritizing different things. And I know for me, I really prioritize my happiness. And I think that it's kind of a shock to a lot of people, the way that I take care of myself and the way that I protect my energy, the way that I have such great boundaries. And I'm just really strict with what I'm doing on a daily basis so that I can show up as the most fulfilled version of myself. And I personally believe that if everyone were to prioritize their happiness and stop prioritizing other people's happiness above theirs, that this world would be so much better. Okay, so I put together 12 different things that you guys can start to bring into your day-to-day lives to just improve your happiness and your fulfillment, your passion, your joy, all of the good emotions that we are constantly seeking. The first one that came to mind when I started brainstorming on this topic was stop caring about the opinions of everyone else and just start doing you. And I know this is so much easier said than done. It can be such a challenge when we are literally raised to value the opinions of others, like our parents or our family members or whoever. But when you start prioritizing just showing up and being the most authentic version of yourself, and you say goodbye to all the opinions of others, life gets so much more juicy, so much more fulfilled, and you will thank yourself for doing this. So when I say stop caring about the opinions of others, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that. A lot of times what we do is we are seeking the validation of people or things external to us. So when you can stop doing that and you can start living for yourself, you can start just doing things simply because you truly want to do that, and you start posting on social media because you actually want to post them. You're not worried about how many likes and comments you're going to be getting. You're being completely yourself whenever you're around your family, and you just choose that they're either going to love and accept you or they're not. And regardless, you showing up as that version of yourself, it's just going to be the best. It's the best for not only you, but also for those other people around you, because they don't get this watered down version of you. They actually get the real you, the you that is so bright, so happy, so excited, and just, you can be even a little weird. You can be a little quirky. You can be whatever that you want. But when you show up as yourself, it is only going to help expand the minds of others, and they get to see you as the multidimensional being that you actually are. All of the different sides of you, and you're not just, again, watering yourself down or dimming that light. And it's so important to do this. Next is filling your schedule with things that actually bring you joy and happiness. I think that this is something that we don't actually think about because our schedules are usually filled with what work we need to get done, what dinner we have going on during the week with one of our friends or our family, and we don't actually make time for the things that truly fill our cup. So, for example, for me recently, something that I've been making sure to put in my schedule is time with my daughter, of us just being out and going to the park together and enjoying that time. I think that it makes such a big difference in how your day goes when you can prioritize your happiness in the beginning of the day. So you can try to do that as much as you can. Start to fill your schedule with the things that actually light you up. For example, even today, I woke up in the morning and my alarm went off at 5:30. I absolutely did not want to get up, but as soon as that alarm went off, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, you need to prioritize your happiness. And that to me is my morning routine. I have to prioritize that. And as soon as I thought about it, instantly my mind was coming up with multiple different reasons why I didn't need to go meditate. I could have stayed in bed and slept and wasted that time that I would have actually been using to fill my cup for the day and set me up for success. And my mind was coming up with, oh my gosh, like you had cramps last night, your back hurts, or you deserve more sleep because your period is coming. Like all of these different things came into my mind, and I decided to get my butt out of bed, walk into the bathroom, and start my day as my alarm went off, because I knew that I absolutely needed to if I wanted to wake up Aria with feeling amazing and me going into my day and taking care of all my clients feeling amazing. So prioritize the things that actually fill your cup. Make that something in your schedule that you do not negotiate, and you will thank yourself over and over and over again, because you're just bringing more happiness into your life by doing so. And we can all use a lot more happiness. I found this really cool statistic that said that anyone who prioritizes activities filled of passion actually has a 60% increase in being more happy and fulfilled at their workplace. So that right there just shows that all you have to do is show up for the things that bring you happiness, and you automatically are going to live a happier and more fulfilled life. It's as easy as that. My next tip is speaking your gratitude as often as you feel it. So this comes down to every single night that you're eating dinner and you're excited that you get to sit down and have a wholesome meal. Speak your gratitude out loud. If you're having a great moment when you're on your drive to the gym, speak your gratitude out loud. Always be speaking your gratitude, because what you give gratitude towards, you are going to create more of. Gratitude is actually what connects your heart and your mind. And this is why it's so important to make sure that you are always giving gratitude to the things that you desire more of. For example, yesterday I was in the car and I kept getting a bunch of signs of angel numbers, like over and over and over again. And I made sure to speak out loud, I am so grateful for all of these signs, and I'm interested to see why are they presenting themselves. And just having that balance of curiosity and excitement and just wonder, it's so good for us. And speaking that gratitude is just going to increase your happiness massively. I found a study specifically on gratitude that says regularly practicing gratitude is going to increase your happiness by 25%. I made sure to grab as many statistics as I could going into this episode, because I want you guys to see that these studies have been done at incredibly respected places like Harvard and a variety of other places that studies are being taken, so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that these things actually work and they are going to increase your happiness. The next one I think is really important. The next one is having strict boundaries with yourself and with others. So the boundaries that I have with myself, they're things like not being on social media on the weekends, making sure not to scroll too frequently, making sure to not give in to every single time that I just want something. I'm really intentional about having these boundaries for myself, because I notice that when I have these boundaries and I set them and I stick to them, I'm keeping the promises that I make to myself. This helps me build my confidence and my trust within myself and my intuition. Having strict boundaries with others can also look like making sure to not say yes to the people who are not bringing positivity into your life. Let's say somebody asks if you want to go to dinner and you're sitting there and you're like, I don't really want to go with them, but I feel very obligated to do so. That is where you have to make that choice to follow your intuition, not just go and do something because you feel obligated. When you're doing things out of obligation, you're not doing them because you genuinely want to. And this leads to you not trusting the intuitive pulls that are in you and you not trusting your gut instincts, because a lot of times when you're not feeling like you want to go do something, there's actually a reason to it. And you should be trusting that at the end of the day. The boundaries that I have with myself are very, very strict. And sometimes people can they don't always understand why, but it always comes back to my happiness and me making sure that I'm not overextending myself. Or let's say I have a friend coming over for dinner and I tell her, hey, like a couple hours before, I'm like, hey, I'm actually not feeling too good. I really need some time for myself and I need to prioritize my energy. My friend respects me and she respects that I need time for myself. And she's going to even respect me more because of the respect that I have for myself. This goes back to what I'm always saying, is that nobody deserves a depleted version of you. So making sure that you're not only keeping those boundaries and sticking to those boundaries that you have for yourself, but you're also sticking to those boundaries that you have for others. It's only going to increase your happiness. And having clear and set boundaries in your personal life and your work life results in a 25% reduction of stress levels. So although they might frustrate someone else or they might not fully understand why you're doing what you're doing, if you stick to them on your side, you're going to be the one that's experiencing less stress. So I would go ahead and stick to these. The next one I have for you is nourishing your body. And when I say nourishing your body, this means your sleep, your food intake, and also the way that you are exercising. Your sleep is extremely important for your brain function, and making sure that you are having adequate sleep will actually help you with decision making and not being so reactive. Eating good foods, nourishing your body with foods that don't have as much preservatives in it, are going to be convenient. The foods that you are making at home, not from a box, but actually whole foods from the grocery store, those foods are going to take care and fuel your body so much more than anything packaged would or something from a fast food restaurant. So prioritize yourself by making sure to nourish your body with foods that are actually going to support you rather than deplete you of energy, because you have to take so much of your body's energy to process the foods. This helps out so much, and your energy levels will go through the roof by making sure that you're prioritizing better foods and whole foods. Exercising regularly can lead to a 20 to 30% decrease in your risk for depression. Exercising frequently is important to me, and I make sure to make time for it every single day. And I typically do it before I go and serve others, because I want to prioritize moving that energy around my body, getting more oxygen to my cells. And this overall is going to increase your performance in all areas. Making time for the people who make you smile and prioritizing staying connected with the people who truly care about you. This can help you so much, because it is actually going to make you feel more safe and accepted. And those two things are incredibly important to the way that you show up in the world, because you're going to be able to be your most authentic self and actually feel safe in doing so. I'm always calling up my friends and making sure to stay involved in what's going on in their life, and also giving them updates on what's going on in my life, and just having that constant communication flowing. It just makes me feel so much more fulfilled knowing that I am supporting my friends, they are supporting me, and we always have each other's backs. And this is hard because I think with social media, a lot of times we feel so quote unquote connected with people because you're constantly in connection through social media, but you're not truly connecting with that person if you're not doing it on a one-on-one basis, and you're not truly like asking them the right questions to know how they're actually doing, not how it looks like they're doing, but how they're actually doing in their lives. A study at Harvard was taken over a 75-year span, and it said that strong relationships are the most significant predictor to long-term health, well-being, and happiness. Prioritize those relationships as much as you can, because they are only going to make you feel so much better. I think that one of the most underestimated one one is actually staying connected with yourself. My best way of doing this is through journaling. I will continue to promote journaling until every single person that I know listening to this podcast and all my social media is doing it, because it has helped me so much. And a lot of people have no idea where to start, and I can totally do a complete podcast episode about this. But staying connected with myself is extremely important, because a lot of times we are on autopilot. We are just moving through the motions. We're folding the laundry, we're doing the dishes, we're showing up for work, we're calling our parents, or we're doing whatever that we're doing, and we're not actually being mindful or checking in with ourselves. A lot of times we're serving all of these other people, but we're not even knowing how we truly are feeling. So for me personally, I love to make sure that I take time to connect with myself, ask myself how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, what I'm working on, and just getting super clear and not allowing all of this space and overthinking in my head to overwhelm me. And I do that by getting it out onto paper and not feeling like it's constantly just circulating in my mind. If you're constantly checking in with yourself, you can actually eliminate the things that are draining you, or you can increase the things that are filling you up. So if you're checking in with yourself after you go to lunch with a good friend of yours, and you check in and you say, how do I actually feel after this interaction? And you feel great, then you're going to know I should actually include them in my schedule more frequently. If you leave an interaction and you don't feel as good, then you know that's actually somebody who I should hold back on seeing as frequently as I do. If you're checking in with yourself often, you're going to notice what foods make you feel good. You're going to notice, oh, I've been really hydrated. That makes me feel good. You're going to notice all these different things that actually contribute to your happiness, but it all starts with your awareness. Staying connected with Source, God, the universe, that is something that will make you feel happier, because you are tuning into what your purpose is, and you're tuning into connecting with the universe as a whole, connecting with others as a whole. And personally, when I am the most connected with Source, I feel like I'm actually doing the work that I am meant to be doing, because it's not only coming from me, it's actually coming from the messages and the downloads that I'm getting from the divine that make me feel so grounded, and just knowing that I am showing up with the clearest intentions. I am here to make a massive impact, and therefore I will be rewarded, whether that's through freedom of time or financial freedom or better friendships coming into my life. I know that that's just how the laws of the universe work. And if I can stay connected and show up for the greater good, it will lead to me feeling more fulfilled and happy. If you start to prioritize meditation, you will reduce your anxiety and depression by 30%. That is incredible. Like, hearing that just making sure to check in with yourself and tuning in and slowing down can make such an impact in your life. It just shows how important it actually is and should be in our day-to-day. Another way that I like to stay connected with myself and with Source is also through breath work. I love doing breath work to start my day. There are so many different breathwork videos on social media or YouTube that you can go find that will increase the way that you are feeling and thinking and processing information. So I definitely would recommend prioritizing breath work as well. Making time for self-care is something that's always at the top of my priority list, especially on the weekends. I go overload in my self-care. I make sure to do my meditations. I make sure to do my sauna routine. I do red light therapy. I do so many things, and I try to incorporate those self-care activities throughout my week as well. Sometimes just on the weekends, I have a little bit more time to do so, but making sure to prioritize self-care is literally just prioritizing yourself and how you're feeling. Again, this could come down to you doing your nails, you journaling, you listening to your favorite music and dancing. Like, anything that is just prioritizing yourself is going to make you feel better, because you prioritizing how you feel, how you look, all of those different things, that leads to more happiness. Last but not least, continuously showing up to learn and grow. This is probably the most important one for myself. I absolutely love to educate myself and make sure that I am always staying on top of improving the way that my brain works and functions, the thoughts that are going through my mind, and just staying connected overall. I think that when you start to get into personal development, it can make such a dramatic increase in the way that you feel on a daily basis, listening to a podcast or tuning into an Audible, sitting down to read a book, just getting into a habit of bringing personal development into your life. It is actually linked to a 35% increase in life satisfaction. So make sure that is something that you are prioritizing, because we always feel our best when we are evolving and growing as human beings. And again, this is like one of my favorite traits about myself because I love it so much. I love learning and growing so much. And I value that about myself because it makes me so much of a better person. It makes me so much more aware of not only my thoughts, but the way that I'm showing up in the world. And I just always want to be making sure that I am making an impact with every single word that I am saying, with every single piece of content that I'm creating, with every single podcast that I'm doing. I am just so intentional with making sure that I am learning and growing. And I think that it has led to great places in my life because of it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed all of these different tips that you can do to start prioritizing happiness in your life. These all are proven to lead to a happier and more fulfilled life. So I hope that you take as many as you can of these and you start to incorporate it into your daily life so that you can live a happier, more fulfilled, more purposeful, more meaningful life. I am so grateful that you decided to listen to this. I hope that this has hit you in a great way. And if you have any questions whatsoever on anything that I talked about, you can go ahead and DM me on Instagram. If you have topics that you are wanting me to cover, please DM me on Instagram as well. I am always here to stay connected with you guys, and I want to be putting out content that you guys truly appreciate and actually need in your life right now. So always reach out. I'm always here to support you. And I'm just so grateful that you were here. I will see you next Monday.